Today the story begins with the most ordinary school in which strange things happen. This is our main character who is going to talk about everything that happened then in his life. At that time, while he was still at school, there was a ranking system for hooligans. Of course, they immediately notice him and ask why the hell he's looking at them like that. The first rank are those people who do absolutely nothing, but at the same time constantly hang around the leader. Like a parasite, they are simply called friends. Those who are devoted to their leader are called followers. They are too ready to do anything for the sake of the gang. Well, of course, behind everything there will be a person who is simply born to rule. The lady's name is Park Yoon-ji. Since childhood she was known for practicing boxing and judo. Bullies her age could not cope with her. Since then, she has been at the top of the food chain of this school. And no matter how strange it was, thanks to her beautiful appearance, she became incredibly popular outside of school. Of course, she does not miss the opportunity to mock the main character. She is the main reason why he has been bullied for so long. After the end of the disgusting years at school, the main character was already 20 years old. Someone scolded Park Yoon-ji and asked if she really thought that he was suffering from nonsense here. This was exactly the moment when they were playing Monopoly. Of course, the girl was not happy about such a game. But in the end, she still has to agree. I wonder when she managed to turn from the queen of the school into such a loser. The guy clearly had a too crazy face. He believed that the girl would have started playing Monopoly with him anyway, and now she's just trying to pretend like she doesn't like this game. He's clearly going to make her a person who simply can't live without Monopoly. The main character was terribly angry. After his attack, the girl simply writhed in pain. Who even allowed her to make such an expression? The boy decides to finish the first round quickly, so much so that he even decides to warn her that the game will soon end. As a result, even the main character himself was shocked that he had such a unique opportunity. This will all sound too strange, but the lady herself also wanted to play Monopoly with him all this time. Next, we are shown a strange anonymous chat in which people get to know each other, but of course they were just making fun of our guy. This is roughly the look on his face after such a joke. It seems that he still wanted to find himself a girlfriend. But still, he was lucky because he finally came across a lady who was immediately interested in playing Monopoly. Everything turns out to be much worse than the main character could have thought, because it was not a girl but some kind of man. Now the guy is just thinking, because there are so many guys on this app, how difficult it is to find at least one girl. The main character starts a new chat, and makes a standard greeting in an anonymous chat, but his interlocutor did not understand what this means. Then the guy thought that she was pretending to be an ordinary new girl. All the same, he decides that this is just another guy who decided to play a prank, but it's okay. He agrees to play this game with this idiot. The main character decides to slightly change the topic of the dialogue, because he has already fallen for all sorts of scammers many times. So what will he do if he sees all the crap that he saw? He did a lot of work to see the girl, but of course she refuses to send the photo. It was all too strange. The main character begins to think that he is communicating with a real girl. Next, the lady wrote that next to her house there is a store that sells her favorite food. Let him order her food and then receive a photo. Of course, he was simply shocked by such a statement. The name of the store that she said was next to his house, which means that she lives somewhere very close. In short, she told him to order set number 3 and change a couple of things. In the next frame, we are already shown that the boy is walking late at night with a package from that same cafe. All this time, a girl was waiting for him here like a pizza delivery man. He was clearly tired from such a long journey. He gave her the food, but she didn't understand why the hell it took him so long. He was just about to go to bed, so he stayed late. Apparently, the guy decided to turn on man mode, because now he answers her questions much more confidently. It seems as if the girl really considers him to be her personal servant, and believes that if he trains, he will become just an excellent courier. In such cases, he can leave and let him not be late next time, otherwise he may not be happy next time. And here's our main character who woke up and remembers everything that happened yesterday. He thought to himself that that girl was too similar to the lady who bullied him at school, but in his opinion, the probability of this was no more than winning the lottery. Although now he doesn't care at all, it will be much more interesting to see what happens next. For a long time, they figured out the reason why the guy never received his reward, but the lady turned out to be more cunning, and said that if he brought more of that delicious food, then she would personally show him a game of football. The question mark appears over his head for a reason. It will be interesting to find out whether they are just using him now, or are actually going to reward him. Of course, the guy began to be indignant because she promised that there would be a football game after delivery, but she only gave him a time limit of 30 minutes and gave him the address to come to. Then the action moved to the very cafe where the main character made an order. The waiter even noticed that he loves that pink sauce too much because he takes it all the time. And now our brave warrior with a full bag of food is ready to go to his goal, just like Denji from the anime Chainsaw Man. Although it is really difficult for him to believe that he is carrying out orders from a person from an anonymous chat whom he has seen only once in his life. He thought about the fact that he has the DNA of a loser in his genes, which is why he has to constantly chase ladies. Although perhaps he thinks that that girl is Park Yoon-ji, it sounds too similar to her. He is only completely sure that if this is really that lady, then he will not see any football game, or most likely she will just hit him a couple of times to make him leave. Suddenly, he received a message on his phone saying that the main character was completely careless and most likely hadn't even left the house yet to buy her food. Didn't he really want to see a football match? Now the boy is thinking that if this is real Park Yoon-ji, then she will definitely keep her word because she has a highly developed sense of pride. He just takes a photo of the food and sends it to her. I wonder what she might even say in response. Of course, the lady was simply in shock. She couldn't understand how he could do it so quickly. Did he really live somewhere nearby? And now the main character understands that she was scared. He was even willing to bet that she didn't even realize that she was corresponding with a person from her area. She wrote that the main character could go home and eat this food himself. Of course, he didn't like this attitude, and now he's starting to prepare a plan for revenge. He just wrote that the world is too small a place and he even knows who she really is, and meanwhile she was just sitting in her room. Of course, she was shocked by what she heard and couldn't understand what this damn guy meant. Why the hell does this guy even act like he knows who she is, or does he actually know her? Of course, this damn bastard immediately flies away from what she wrote to him. Even if he knows who she really is, it doesn't matter at all. But these little phrases only make the main character happy, because this only makes it more clear to him that she was scared. He decides to create a cool game and says that there are not many girls around who are 20 years old. Then she replied that she lied, and she is not 20. But he understands perfectly well that she is trying to deceive him. If suddenly she really decided to win, then let her start telling bigger lies. She only says that the main character should forget that she even told him. She will even be interested to see what he will do next. Well, now the game has definitely begun, because the lady is lost while writing her stupid messages. Why even make promises that she is not going to keep? Does she really think that she won't meet a guy from her area? But in her opinion, absolutely anyone can come here. There won't be any need to make a scandal out of the blue. But all this was precisely because of a friend who advised her to sit in this damned anonymous chat. She thought that when she was bored, it would be fun enough to chat with the guys. Suddenly, he receives a new notification where the girl asked for forgiveness for doing this. Of course, he was shocked that she could really communicate differently. Just look at this face of a real winner. Does the lady really understand what a terrible situation she is in? All he wanted was to get his promised reward. Let him throw him a game of football, and then she would think about forgiving him. What a damn idiot. It seems that he really becomes the boss of the rocking chair in this situation. What does he think of himself? Well, the main character is now completely happy, because even if he doesn't manage to meet this girl, he will have a photo of him playing football. Just a great situation. But he's not at all happy with what was shown to him. He didn't like football at all. But he noticed something strange in this photo. It seemed that there was something wrong with her appearance. It seems that it was in this image that she was at that party with her friends. Now he understands for sure that this is exactly the girl who bullied him at school, Park Yoon-ji. Get ready for the fact that the evil plan of this genius will soon come true. The lady is digging her own grave. Now that he is absolutely sure that he will be able to take revenge for all his humiliations, let him prepare because soon she will definitely go to the next world. Now the main character begins to think about how he could make fun of this damned lady. To begin with, he thought that it would be possible to drive her into a situation in which she would have no choice but to play a normal game of football. Be that as it may, her appa begins to simply demand a normal photograph of a football game. Of course, she doesn't understand at all what the hell he wants, why he needs a game of football. Does he really think that she's completely crazy and will continue to communicate with him? In general, she wrote to him so that he would never write to her again with such requests. The main character was even a little shocked by such a sharp refusal. Of course, he has his own plan for this, who even told the lady that she could do whatever she wanted. In response, the main character sends her the initials of her name in order to scare exactly who the hell this guy is, so it turns out that she won't be able to ignore him so easily. It's only when this idiot managed to find out her name, maybe from the photo or they said in that diner. In any case, she's already gradually going crazy. If you think about it like that, she didn't just send a couple of photos, but did a lot more. The lady decided to pretend that these were not her initials at all and gave him others, but he instantly realized that this was the name of her friend. Damn! It turns out that he knows her friend too. But who the hell is this guy that he knows so much? Still, she decided to call her friend to find out more information. Anyway, she would have to know something. By the way, here she is, look what a sweet lady. She became interested in the reason why she decided to call her. Maybe she knows some high school students who are 1 year older than them and live in this area. The girl can't believe that she doesn't know and asks if maybe she gave her number to someone. Of course no, why is she even asking such nonsense anyway? You just need to find one idiot. She remembers that she has a personal servant, and if she suddenly asks him, he will definitely find the right person for her. All this was a little strange for the main character. The girl did not answer for too long. Maybe she was just lost in thought or taking another photo for him. When suddenly, for some reason, that girl called him. Wait, what the hell? Did she really realize that it was him? My hands immediately began to tremble with fear. Perhaps it would be better not to answer at all. God knows what this crazy woman might even come up with. As soon as the main character picked up the phone, they immediately started yelling at him. Why the hell is this bastard taking so long to answer the call? It seems that he is in real horror. He simply said that the phone was on silent. She turned to him with exactly the same question, but he doesn't even have friends, let alone meet high school students. They only told him that he was a damn loser who was of absolutely no use. In such cases, she asked the boy to go to the snack store and see who was there. He really is now near this place, but no one is visible here. Well, if that's the case, the girl disconnects, end of connection. Just look at this crazy woman, someone is making fun of Pak. What a great feeling this is. As soon as he returned home, he immediately threw away the bag and lay down on the bed to continue his prank. He immediately asked the reason why she didn't answer him. Maybe she was scared. The main character was just really interested in knowing what a soccer ball looked like. Suddenly, she decided to make an offer that he definitely couldn't refuse and invited him to her home if he really lived nearby. The offer turns out to be much cooler than he thought because she even said that they could play football. Of course, the image of an opponent against whom he can play football immediately appears in his head, and this is also a beautiful girl. But he's not a fool and instantly realized that this was a trap. Does this lady really think that he will do whatever she tells him? He once again said that he needed a photo of a football match, but the lady continued to convince him that playing football was much cooler than watching it on the phone. Of course, then there were many more messages that she wrote, from which the main character gradually went crazy because he really wanted to play football. In the blink of an eye, the main character gets out of bed because he definitely did not expect such a turn of events. The desire to play football also increases. He can't even believe that this is the same girl who constantly mocked him, because she usually talks completely differently. For a moment, an image appeared in his head, and the fact that the girl recognized him, but even despite this, she decided to keep her word and play football with him. Well, at some point, the main character realizes that all he needs is revenge for all those years that he studied at school. All his girlfriend asked for was that he show a real masterclass in football and was not even against revenge for all the bullying. At some point, he thinks that he needs to stop thinking and just go to this damn meeting. The girl never breaks her promises, which means she will definitely have to play football with him. Although such a situation simply cannot exist, because the main character studied with her for too long and knows perfectly well what a bitch she is. Meanwhile, Pa just looked at her phone and tried to understand whether she really was talking all this nonsense just because of some guy. If this bastard really knows who she is, then let the girl come and definitely send him to the next world. But the main character turns out to be not such a fool either. Why does he need to come to her house and play football with her? Because she most likely already had many matches. Instantly, the phone goes flying. How did he even dare say something like that, the damn bastard? The lady decided that it was worth answering, and said that the main character has absolutely no experience in football matches, which is why he refuses to play. A long verbal skirmish ends exactly as the main character needs, because if he can play football with her, then her damn pride will definitely evaporate. The main character was sure that since he had never had a football match, it means that no one knows how well he plays. But the lady asked him to prove it. Let him upload a video of how he plays football, and then she will keep her word. Damn. He thought it was just a great opportunity. Even the thought that he could play football made him want the match even more. Still, he thinks before doing anything. Because if he sends a photo, then she will be able to understand who he really is. But if a girl finds out who he is, then he will definitely be finished. He will definitely not be able to study normally at school. And now a very logical question arises. What should he do now, since she really said so? Then he should probably do as she says. At one point, he simply shouts that everything must go to hell, because he can definitely come up with a plan to play football with this damn lady. It seems that he still managed to surprise her. Just look at her facial expression. This damn bastard, did he really post a photo of him playing football? Meanwhile, he sat with such a smile and tried to understand the reason why she was silent. Was she really in such great shock that she couldn't even say a word? Although in his opinion, the girl had long ago wanted to play football too much, so she started training alone. But another call from Pak makes the main character start to worry much more than before. Of course, he picks up the phone because he essentially has no other choice, but why the hell did this lady decide to call him again? It turns out that the girl simply sent him the same photo that he sent to her from another account and asked him to look at it. Of course, the guy was simply shocked at the sight of him playing football. Why the hell did she even send him this? The boy begins to worry that the lady has guessed everything, and now he's definitely finished. The call still did not end, and the girl asked very loudly if this photo was familiar to him. The main character is simply trying to pretend that he doesn't understand at all what's going on, why she even threw him the photo, but she needed him to turn on his Sherlock Holmes mode and find this damned man. Damn. But now he can calm down a little because the girl sent him a photo, not because she realized that it was him, but so that he would find that person. Does the girl really think that he is really so stupid? How can he even find a person if he has never even seen his face? But she didn't like this tone at all. How could this idiot even dare talk to her like that? The lady has already sent him a photo. How difficult it will be for him to find the right person. Now the main character definitely finds himself in a terrible situation because finding a person only from the photo that she sent will be incredibly difficult. Suddenly, the lady said something that simply surprised the guy. For some reason, she was sure that he would be able to find the right person for her. For a while, he even begins to think because it seems as if the girl has known about everything for a long time. Then why the hell did she decide to play with him in such a strange way? The main character was silent for too long, and she decided to ask what happened to him, whether he could fulfill her request or not. In response, the boy simply asked to give him more photographs because he could not cope with this task so easily. He simply said that if suddenly he had more photographs, then he had an idea on how she could find the person she wanted to see. At first, he thought that the plan simply wouldn't work, because she wasn't so stupid as to just start looking for photos, but the lady agreed. Now he starts laughing like a real demon, because this is all his next cunning plan to get a lot more photographs. In fact, now the main character is playing two personalities, and this is very convenient for him. Meanwhile, the lady simply threw away the phone and said that all this was complete crap. How did she even end up in such a situation? Is she really going to do all this? The lady called the main character a damn piece of crap who dragged her into this situation. Meanwhile, the one with whom she spoke in an anonymous chat has already written, because they both agreed to send photos of them playing football, and the lady once again lied to him. Damn. This situation is simply terrible for her. If suddenly she doesn't send off a photo of football right now, then the guy will simply leave the chat and it will be impossible to find him. Of course, the girl will not deceive him and will still send him a photo of football. Just wait 1 minute. Of course, the guy simply couldn't do without his stupid jokes, which made even Pak herself simply shocked. What a damn bastard, it's okay. She'll wait until she finds him and then he'll definitely answer for everything. The girl was already going to take a photo, but why the hell is she so worried? What is the reason that she is like this? But if you think about it, she's taking a photograph of football right now. Along with the field and footballs, of course she'll be worried. But still she thinks about the fact that this is the only way to find that damned bastard. Meanwhile, the main character was simply sitting in his room and waiting for that very moment until the necessary photograph finally arrived, because he had thought of everything just perfectly in order to see the football game. Suddenly a notification arrives on his phone, of course, that there was that photo of the football game that he had dreamed about for so long. Damn it, it's even hard for him to believe that this could really happen. How did he even manage to get a photo from a girl who always just mocked him? He thinks that the girl is still just an excellent opponent, and it would be pretty cool to play against her. Today, he even imagines that same football match in which the girl calls him an idiot, but he only replied that she should shut up and play this damn match. The next chapter begins with the lady being very surprised that the main character is such a football master. She thought about the fact that it was the first time she was playing football against such a tough opponent, but at the same time, she all liked the fact that they would play. Suddenly, the girl realized that he was sweating too much and said that he smelled like a pig. Maybe he should wash himself after playing football. But he was completely sure that everything was fine here, because when playing football, people should sweat. This means that they are trying to defeat their opponent. But the girl didn't understand at all what the hell this guy was saying, because he stank of him even before the match started. The guy still tries to explain to her that this happens. Even before the game, this means that the guy is going to give his all in this match. Does the main character really think that she is so stupid? It would be better for him not to forget that he is the loser here. The lady understood perfectly well what a proper game of football should look like, and everything that the boy says looks like a stupid excuse. Did this idiot really think that she would believe his words? Even in this situation, the main character decides that he needs to joke and asks if she even knows how to play football correctly. Of course, the girl was simply shocked by such impudence, but how dare this loser even say that to her? But the joke doesn't end there. The lady talked so much about how she loves to play football, but probably never scored goals. What an idiot, of course, she knows perfectly well how to play football correctly, and even more so scored goals. So far, the main character has a hard time believing it. In such cases, he has a logical question. Did she ever hold a soccer ball in her hands? Now she's definitely in shock. In order not to seem like a loser, she says that of course she is a pro in football, but somehow this is all strange. Judging by her reaction, the girl is definitely lying to him. The questions don't end there. The main character decided that in such cases she should not be at all against them playing football. The girl began to be indignant. Why the hell should she even play football with him? But the boy simply repeated that this shows that she does not know how to play football. Why the hell does this bastard even dare to tell her all this? Of course, to calm her down. He says that he was just interested. But all this was precisely to lead everything to the game of football. Of course, he is not going to believe just ordinary words and thinks that it is worth at least getting practice in this game. What the hell is this idiot even talking about? What does it mean to undergo an internship in football? Has he completely lost his last brain? But she understands everything perfectly. The main character just wants them to play a training match to make sure that she knows how to play football, because he talked about how he is just a great player. Of course, she has played a huge number of football matches in her life and has already scored many goals. The lady just can't understand why the hell she should play football with a damned loser like him. But he already warned her that this would be an ordinary training session. She shouldn't worry at all because no one would believe that Pop played football with such a loser as the main character. After all, she has already played football against many other opponents, and for him this will be just a great opportunity because he is a damn loser. Just look at this facial expression. It seems that the lady is still thinking about the fact that she could play football against him. She thought that the boy could really become a tough opponent. Okay, to hell with it, Puck agrees, because this is really just a great opportunity. And so, the main character was completely ready to start the damn training, let him play football as much as he wanted. To begin with, it was still necessary to gather strength because all this time the lady was simply lying to the main character. Finally, the most important dream of his entire life will be fulfilled. Did his damn plan really work, and now he will train with Pak herself? For a long time, the girl did not even dare to start the game, but then she made the face of a real Sigma and told him to look more carefully, because she would now beat such a loser as he. The main character, of course, was a little shocked by such a statement and decided that he would still have to win this game. Just look at this lady. She looks like she is really happy that they will play football, but it's okay. He will give her the opportunity to rejoice. Damn it, is this loser really thinking about the fact that he can play against her? Although she herself still can't believe that she's in this situation. He just said that a man becomes much stronger when he plays football against a girl like her, but Puck didn't understand what the hell he meant. Suddenly he begins to use some strange techniques, from which the girl was simply shocked. What the hell is he doing? She has never seen such strange techniques. He just had to use these techniques because she turned out to be a really excellent player. There was simply no other choice left. He would have to play at full strength. It's scary. Very scary. At some point, the girl begins to realize that she won't be able to cope with a monster like him. As soon as he looked at this face, he immediately felt weak. He didn't want to play football against her in all seriousness. He couldn't understand the reason why the girl made such a face. Maybe it's still not worth using such strong techniques against her. He already understood that she simply had no chance. Over time, she simply began to lose to him, but he couldn't stop the match just like that. And then a miracle happened. The main character decides to spend all his strength to score the decisive goal. The attack was too strong, and the girl simply cannot repel it. And only a few seconds after the goal, the main character begins to understand what the hell he has done. His face changes at the same second, and he thinks about how to apologize for what he did, because in fact he did not want to put all his strength into this blow. Now he just wanted to help her figure out everything that happened, but she told him to shut his mouth. It seems that the lady has an idea much cooler than he can imagine. It's better to get out of her apartment as quickly as possible, the damn bastard, of course. He gets scared from just such a look, but it's okay. He immediately collects all his things and hurries to get out of here. Okay. He will definitely write to her immediately after he finds that idiot from the photo. But for now, he really better get out of here as soon as possible. After such a terrible game of football, I really needed to go to the shower. That's exactly what the lady did. She will never invite this idiot to her home again. Everything is even worse than the main character can imagine, because she is not going to leave the situation so easily. There will soon be revenge. What a damn piece of crap. How dare he even play football against her like that and score such a goal? She's definitely not going to forgive him. The lady even began to worry that he would tell someone about everything that happened today, but no one would believe a bastard like him, especially since she has too much of a reputation. And while she is preparing a plan for revenge with an evil look, our video ends. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel and like so that the new part comes out as soon as possible.